So let's move forward on theories of sexual offending. So the goal of this video is to explain theories of sexual offending. So after this, you should be able to describe some theories that have been posited to be explaining why some people commit sexual offending. So we're going to focus first on CEDO's motivation facilitation model of sexual offending, which has recently been updated to explain any type of sexual offending, not just sexual offending against children. Briefly, this theory hypothesized two main kind of causes or factors that enable sexual offending. The first one is facilitation and the other one is motivation. Facilitation factors are things that enable the person to commit a sexual offense. Things such as antisocial tendencies, for example, or attitudes tolerant of crime, like the rape myths that we just talked about. And then there's some motivational factors that promote the interest in committing the sexual offense. So yes, atypical sexual interest like pedophilia counts here, but also things such as high sex drive would count in there. There's also distal factors that are thought to shape the individual's behavior and how they interact in relationships, and situational factors such as access to victims that again also facilitate sexual offending. So this theory argues that you need both motivation and facilitation offense to commit a sexual offense, a contact sexual offense. Now there's also La Lumiere's theory of sexual offending, where and Dr. La Lumiere really focuses on an evolutionary explanation of sexual offense and specifically focuses on sexual offenses against pubescent individuals, so women specifically. So girls 12, 14 and older, because at that point you are in puberty and you can become pregnant. And Dr. La Lumiere's theory says that rape, sexual assault, is simply part of a general antisocial risk-tolerant lifestyle. It enhanced reproductive success in the ancestral environment. Thus, it's still with us today. And in his theory, there's three kind of groups of people who commit sexual offenses. They're competitively disadvantaged young men, competitively disadvantaged men, they're just disadvantaged their whole life, and then psychopathic individuals. Now, competitive disadvantaged young men are those who are young. You know, when you're young, your early 20s, you have few resources and a low status. You don't have the nice car yet. You don't have the big job with lots of money yet. And so you're competitively disadvantaged when you're courting, individuals because you don't have these resources. You have low status. And so these individuals will use violence, risk-taking, sexual coercion to increase status and access to mate. Now, when they age, these young men will gain status and will stop committing sexual offenses. There is the competitively disadvantaged men. These are individuals who have few resources, low status, the whole life. It doesn't change. They don't end up getting, a good job or the evolutionary psychologists would say would be important for mate choosing. So because of this, they use violence, risk-taking, and sexual coercion to, again, increase status and access to mates. The theory would say that these people will commit sexual offenses throughout their lifetime because they're competitively disadvantaged throughout their lifetime. And then you have those who are psychopathic. These are individuals who are actually not disadvantaged. They may have a nice car and might have, the money, but they adopt alternative cheater strategies to achieve the same end result. Rather than wasting time on courting, they will commit sexual coercion. And again, the theory would say that these would continue on throughout their life. So those are the two kind of theories that are key in terms of explaining sexual offending. In terms of which one has the most support, the motivational facilitation model of sexual offending. So yes, you can have the motivation. So perhaps you have a sexual interest in coercive sex or a high sex drive. So that would be your motivation, but you need to also have the facilitation. So the attitudes tolerant of crime antisociality, psychopathy, something like that, for you to commit the sexual offense. So that's the end of this video.